If you thought Agentforce can only be used within Salesforce, then you're underestimating its capabilities. Yes, it is mainly a Salesforce functionality that can be used on experience sites. But beyond this, your AI agents can communicate with third-party systems as well. All thanks to MuleSoft for Agentforce. Keep watching this video to understand how this works through a hands-on demo. Hello everyone, I'm Shrey Sharma, your Salesforce Hulk. So far, I've taught you everything about Agentforce, from building an AI agent to deploying it. So if you have been watching all the videos, give yourself a pat on the back. And if you have not watched any of those, then you're missing out. Quickly go to the description and sign up for Salesforce Hulk newsletter. I'll send every video you missed to your inbox along with the latest uploads. Getting back to the video. Today, I'll be discussing MuleSoft, which is a Salesforce acquired application. So first of all, let's understand what is MuleSoft. MuleSoft is an integration platform that connects applications, data, and devices to enable seamless data flow across systems. MuleSoft for Agentforce securely brings in data from any third-party systems, gives it to the AI agents to reason, plan, and take action accordingly. It also allows AI agents to perform actions, generate responses, and even execute workflow directly in any system. I know it might sound a bit complicated, so let me show you a live demo to use MuleSoft in Agentforce. The use case is simple. We want our default agent to be able to predict the weather. Well, not really predict, but fetch from the latest weather forecast for any region. Let's jump right in. Okay. So for this demo, we will first connect MuleSoft with our Salesforce Org. Starting with setup, I'm searching for MuleSoft and then click on any point platform setup. Here, you have to click on new connection information. As you can see, I've already connected the MuleSoft instance with my Salesforce Org for this demo. Now, we need to go to our access management in any point instance. Here, if you go to the Salesforce tab, you can see that the Salesforce org is already configured with my MuleSoft instance. The next step is to design the API in MuleSoft Code Builder. So let's head to our VS Code. Before we begin with the code, we need to install an extension called the Anypoint Extension Pack. It contains 7 extensions, which we will use to design and implement our APIs in VS Code. Now let's start by logging into our MuleSoft instance. After successful login, an icon will appear on the activity bar, labeled Anypoint Code Builder. It contains all the quick actions that involve designing, developing, and implementing an API. So the first step here is to design the API. Now enter the project name. I'm writing Weather Forecasting API. Make sure to check this button here, which says enable this for agent topics and actions so that it can be visible for your agent. Then we need to select the project location, select the API type as REST API and API specification language as YAML by default. Click on the create button here and now our weather forecast API project is created. And we have a YAML extension file or YAML extension file which is basically used to design the AP. There are multiple options on the top right corner. Select the agent topics button from these. There's an option to add the label, description, scope, and instruction to the particular agent topic by which the agent can get reference of the API. Fill out these details and click on the apply button. As soon as you click on apply, the topic name, description, scope, and instructions will be updated automatically in the YAML file. Then we need to set up the path. For now, I have set the path to temperature and configured the get API accordingly. You need to add all the information as I've done here. The city name, processing of the API, and the response, which is the temperature in this use case. Also, there is an option to open Agentforce here. Clicking on this button, the Agentforce for API will appear. It can help you to design your API and YAML file using an agent. Once you have completed the YML file, it is time to deploy this API to our instance. So click here on the Publish API project to Exchange. You need to provide the asset version and the API version and then hit the Publish button. Our API is now published on the MuleSoft Exchange. So now we are back to the MuleSoft instance and let's go to the Exchange from here. As you can see, the API design and specifications which I just created are visible here. And the endpoint of temperature is also visible here. You can also test this API by passing it through the parameters and clicking on Send button here. Now, let's move to API Manager to add our API. I've already done this, but you can add yours from here. Select the Mule Gateway. The rest of the details will remain the same and then click on Next. The Weather Forecast API is visible here. Check this box over here and click on Next. Rest of the information is filled by default. So click on Next, Next and Save. After saving, your API will be visible in the API Manager. Now, the next step is to implement this API, and for that, we will go back to the VS Code. Again, we need to go to the extension we installed before, Anypoint Code Builder, and this time we click on the Implement an API button. You need to fill out similar details as before: project name, location, and API specification. Keep the Mule runtime and Java version as default. Then click on Create Project. It will open the XML file for your API where the flow will be automatically guided. You can also customize the flow as per your requirement. Here, I've already configured it. It has 4 fields over here. The first one is the request listener, which is basically used to listen to the HTTP request initiated by the Agentforce. The second field is set variable, in which we are fetching the city name. The third field is request weather, in which I've created an API pop-out to third-party systems that will fetch the weather details of the requested city. In the last and the fourth field, transform, we are extracting the temperature which was provided by the third-party application. And that is our complete flow. Now on the upper right corner, you can see the Deploy Mule Project button. Just click on it. It will ask for the deployment package, which is CloudUp 1.0 and CloudUp 2.0. For now, I'm selecting 2.0, which is the latest version. Now it is asking me to select the region. I'm selecting the US East 2 shared space and I will deploy it to the sandbox environment. The project will be deployed to my MuleSoft instance. Let's check it out. Go to the Runtime Manager and you see the API over here. So we have finally reached the last phase of this demo. I hope you guys are not bored, at least till now. The last step is to implement this API into our Salesforce Agentforce and see it in action. Heading back to our Salesforce Org. Let's look for the API catalog and select MuleSoft option. You can see the Weather Forecast API. Let's open it. The connection status currently is inactive and the agent enablement is also pending. Click on the new connection and select the destination URL as sandbox. And let me just change the name also. Continue, and while it loads, it will automatically create the connection, name credentials, and permission sets, and we will just have to assign those permission sets to our users. So click on Manage User Assignments and you can add your admin over here. If you have an Einstein agent user, add them too. Click on Next and Assign, and there you have it. So the connection status is active now. Let's enable our agent action as well. Go to Active Actions and select your actions. I have only one over here, so I will just enable it. We can now go to our agent and use this API. Let's first select the agent topics. Now you already know what to do here. Add your custom description and instructions as we learned in our previous video. where we built an AI agent. As you can see, the new action is created here, which is Weather Retrieve version 2. Select it and click on Finish. Now we are all set. We need to refresh the conversation preview and ask our agent what the temperature is in my city. So now it is prompted to select the weather forecasting topic which we have just created. It has added the action weather retrieval. Now it is asking me to provide the name of the city. Let's enter the city name, Jaipur. Okay, so as you can see, the action is launched by the retrieve. It has used the API and retrieved the temperature to show here. So in this way, you can connect MuleSoft with Agentforce. I hope the demo was easy to understand and you were able to follow along. If not, then you can re-watch as many times as you like and leave your queries down in the comments. If you're someone who needs help with Agentforce implementation, then do check out for our Agentforce activation program. I will leave the link down there in the description. That was all for our last video of the AI series. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give a like and share it with someone who might need it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.